Hello, your daily dose of Ukrainian accent is incoming, and it's me, Pavlo. As usual, today we'll be talking about interesting audio product, and today it will be true wireless earphones Soundpeats H3. Company Soundpeats are pretty well known on the market of true wireless products, and H3 is their new flagship model with single dynamic and dual balanced armatures. Besides that, they have all features you can expect from modern TWS flagship, like active noise cancelling, transparency, companion app, and stuff like that. Price is about from 130 to $150 in the United States and 150 euros in the Europe. Links to the Amazon will be in the description. Also, they asked me to add 10% discount coupon code in the description, but I don't have any affiliate commission from sales, so feel free to use it. And with all that, let's have a closer look. Package is really attractive, nothing is sophisticated, everything done in a pretty straightforward but really visually appealing manner. On the front side you can see the photos of earpieces themselves, and on the rear side the main technical specifications like hybrid noise cancellation, 12mm dynamic driver, dual balanced armature drivers, and 37 hours of playtime, but of course it's with case, and without case up to 7 hours. I usually got 6 plus and without active noise cancelling, and with active noise cancelling it's somewhere between 3.5, sometimes up to 4 hours, but it depends really on the volume in this case. But luckily they have quick charge, and about 10 minutes in case will give you up to 2 hours of work, so kind of well working solution. And as you can see, here we have internal box, and it opens this way, and here is the case with earphones themselves, and the box with accessories. But of course in the accessory set nothing unexpected, just some manual, actually a set of fun stickers with pandas. If you like pandas you will definitely like the stickers, actually really nice. And USB-C for charging, and a set of tips, 3 different pairs here and 1 extra pair with earphones themselves. So in general I kinda like this presentation, it's really nice. I really like the design of these earphones. H3 doesn't try to copy something else, they have their own distinctive visual style with this combination of transparent lid and black main body with slight golden accent with this diagonal. Looks really attractive. They have a bit of vintage aesthetics, but at the same time it's really limited and done in a really accurate way. So these vintage elements don't make earphones look cheap or outdated. It's kind of interesting spice, not like main element of the design. Really nice case, good hinge here, and I like that it's a springy hinge. If you open it, it snaps into the position, and same applies to the closing, but it's better to hold it because it's pretty clicky, so if you don't want to irritate your neighbors, it's better to hold this lid when you're closing it. But at the same time, it's really pleasant in terms of aesthetics to open and close this lid. I'm always holding myself not to use it as some kind of fidget. And inside you'll get earpieces themselves. Now everything, of course, goes with magnets, everything snaps into place. And you can see transparent case, which I always like, with also a small hint of golden color, but at the same time it's like modest type of gold that doesn't scream or looks cheap. So everything looks really nice and accurate. You can see the internal design, like battery and PCB here, and here is a dynamic driver, and what else we've got here? So double balanced armature, some kind of I don't know, it's microphone or pressure relief for the dynamic driver. Probably it's microphone, and here is pressure relief, or maybe it's additional microphone for active noise cancelling. So a lot of openings on the cases here, here, and here, but of course active noise cancelling requires all that elements. Spouts are made of metal, they have good angles and fitting nicely into ears. There is a lip for holding the tips and protective grill, so all elements that I pay attention are at their places doing their job. And they fitting nicely into ears. This classical IEM shape really helps them in this aspect, and they feels nice in ears, and even passive noise isolation is kind of good here. As for active noise cancelling, it's surprisingly decent. Not best in class, but definitely above average, and works really good with some monotone low frequency noises, but also random high frequency noises are also getting cancelled, but not completely. So in general, pretty decent results for everyday usage. Transparency mode is kind of okay. You won't get this underwater feeling with transparency mode, but at the same time, it's not that type of transparency that high-end IEMs give you, and of course not to be compared with Apple or something like that. So in general, active noise cancelling is really good, not great, but really good, and transparency is okay. And they have sensor controls, of course. You just tap left or right earpiece. Probably they're lacking a bit of tactile feedback, but at the same time, they distinguish single, double, triple taps and tap and hold, and you can customize that all in the companion app, which is really good. They hold connection really well. I didn't experience any issues with connection with these earphones. So overall, all external parts are also really nice. Here is our traditional microphone test. I'm recording this part of the video using their built-in microphones with earphones in my ears. I won't apply here any gain correction or equalization, so this part will give you an idea how their microphone sounds. Companion app is really nicely designed. With one drawback, it required me to register and create account. So unfortunately, you'll have to provide a bit of your personal information. And also you have this part with products, exploring, support, and other like website like links. But main part is home. Here you can see the photo of connected device, battery status of left, right, earpiece and charger. Then you can select active noise cancelling and transparency, or just disable it. With both active noise cancelling and transparency, you can select subtypes for active noise cancelling, how active it will be, and for transparency, voice enhancement or standard transparency. Then you can remap all touch operations like single, double taps for left, right, triple tap and long press. So all things are here. Equalizer, you have a bunch of presets, and you can create your custom equalizer and save it. Also, there is a part for the adaptive equalizer, but it didn't load for me. Probably it's some work in progress yet. Then you can select prompt sound guide, like language and volume. And what is fun here, English prompts have this like crazy reverberation effect that gives you sense of additional room. You can disable touch controls, you can disable LDC codec, and if you disable it, you can enable game mode with lower latency. Then dual device connection, fit test also not working for me. Find earbuds, it's just allows to use the application to track where it it was lost, but of course not on the FIO player, it doesn't have GPS. Then user guide, device info, firmware update, and device reset. So basically, all things you need to fiddle with sound are here. And here is equalizer. I didn't show it, but basically you just move everything you'd like the way you like. So nice and simple way of tweaking the sound. Sound-wise, these earphones are not oriented towards audiophiles, they are more for the mass market, and the drivers inside are tweaked to delivering entertaining type of signature. You can easily imagine a dynamic driver gives you big, nice bass, and balanced armatures gives crispy and clear upper mids and treble to balance this bass. Of course, you can tweak the sound in some aspects with equalizer. But let's talk about the sound on the default settings with linear equalizer. So bass is accented. It's created to be fun and engaging. It's not super resolving, but detalization is normal. It's leaning slightly towards weight, but when necessary, it gives you a nice impact. Deeper layers of bass are present, but not super saturated. So main accent is made on the mid bass, and because of that, instruments have a good sense of body and realism. Low frequency instruments are pushed a bit forward on the imaginary stage, but not too much, so sound pleasantly engaging. And example for the low frequencies will be Blues Company, If I Only Could. Audiophiliac recording with nice big bass, and it sounds really forward and saturated with great sense of body. Bass transitions to mid frequencies, and the lower part of mid frequencies is played by the dynamic driver, which gives them additional weight, sacrificing a bit of details. For the genres like pop music or I don't know, some electronic music, classical rock, it's pretty engaging. You're getting a nice hint of additional weight in the male vocal and in the instruments. With complex genres or something fast and aggressive like metal, you'll need a bit more definition on the lower mids, but for this price range, I think it's still pretty okay results. And upper mids are boosted, giving you additional clarity and emotions in female vocals, guitars, percussions, and stuff like that. Imaginary stage is slightly above average in width and average in depth, so pretty decent results overall. Of course, they're not critical for the quality of records, because they play everything with nice coloration, hiding some issues with records. And as an example, it's Sad But True by Metallica, and that's where you're getting really saturated and highlighted bass guitar. You need to accommodate to it a little bit, and then you getting nice sense of presence for the vocals, aggressive guitar parts, and of course really juicy drum kicks. And high frequencies slightly boosted, but not too much, so overall they sound in a pretty comfortable way without lacking detalization. Extension is slightly above average, and the texture decays are fast, like for typical for balanced armatures, so you're getting really nice and crispy treble, but of course no things like layering or some audiophiliac type of things. In general, pleasant for basic overtones, but don't expect some high-end sound. But of course, we don't speaking about the high-end segment overall, so for this price range, pretty engaging. And what is most important here, they are not fatiguing and pretty comfortable. And As an example, Bittersweet by Marillion, and a lot of 3D effects at the beginning, a nice emotional vocal that goes to the high frequency with overtones and instruments. Everything is nicely separated and delivered with good sense of airness and without excessive sharpness. So, to summarize everything, greatly built earphones with nice design, good active noise cancelling, and engaging sound for the genres like pop music, classical rock, electronica. So, for modern mass market types of tunings, this earphones delivers great value. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and have a great day.